Oh hello, it's Saturday the 13th of January and it's Disney Fantasy Embarkation Day! Hello, welcome back to Richard Vlogs Disney. My name's Richard, I make Disney vlogs, obviously. This is Roberta.
I don't make Disney
She
vlogs.
just gets involved in the Disney vlogs. She
vlogs.
features in Disney vlogs. Welcome to Disney Fantasy Embarkation Day. We're just checking out of the Caribbean Beach Resort. We're just going to go and fill up our resort mugs one last time, and then we're going to load our bags in the car, take the car back to the airport, return the car, and then from returning the car we are going to get an Uber down to the port because it didn't make sense to rent a car to basically pay to park it, to pay to rent it, to pay to... you get what I mean. Anyway, also thank you for clicking on this vlog. If you do like Disney vlogs and just general Disney content, make sure that you are subscribed so you keep up with the rest of the vlogs in the series. There's plenty of other vlogs on the channel that you can go back and watch as well. It's another kind of cloudy day in Florida. Just spin you around that way as well. We've been talking at length about how this has probably been the worst weather trip we've ever had. And it's not been like awful, apart from that like ridiculous day storm we had before. But it also hasn't been good. Like there's been very little sun, there's been a lot of cloud. What can you do? You're in Florida, you go out, you enjoy it. Good morning. Not really sure what that's about, other than just welcoming people. That's kind of nice. We're currently looking for Sebastian, the lobster from The Little Mermaid. There's like a little Sebastian they move around in the public areas of the resort, and if you find him, you take a picture with him, you go up to the front desk and you get a badge on the first day, and then any subsequent days you get stickers added to your badge. We found him yesterday, we forgot to go to the front desk, so we're going to try that now, but we're also looking for him today to get like 2 stickers in one go. One of the reasons I love Caribbean Beach is they have these Coke freestyle machines, which means you get so many options for your resort cup. We did not find Sebastian today. He was hiding very well. Anyway, we have done what we were here to do. We have filled up our mugs. That is the badge that you get, but ours is stickerless because we found him once and then never went back to get the other things. Yeah, but we didn't get the sticker.
Pascal
Yeah, we found Pascal in the Riviera. There's different like characters in different resorts. You said there's the orange bird somewhere, probably the Grand Floridian. So yeah, have a look around your resort. Anyway, that's it. It's checkout time. We're going to go drop the car off back to the airport and begin the trek down to the port. We have a port arrival time of 12:15, and I think right now it's not even 9 o'clock, so we are way ahead of schedule. We're absolutely fine. One tip for the Caribbean Beach that I didn't know until, or I haven't decided until this trip, was try and get a room away from them. I'm sure you can hear that on the microphone now. Obviously the poles for the Skyliner, they have motors in them to drive the cable, and the hum vibrates through the entire structure, and we have a pole really not very far from our building and this way, and it really is noisy. So there's a few buildings I think could be affected. If you can get the other side of the lake over there, you'll be absolutely fine, but something to maybe ask for if you are checking in. Close. There you go. 5:44:39. You were nice. Just one thing to consider with the Caribbean Beach is it is the oldest moderate. It was the first moderate, and it doesn't have lifts. None of the buildings have lifts, so if you have a lot of baggage, be prepared to lug it up some stairs. So we're at the airport. We have returned our hire car. We have ordered an Uber. We are down on level 2 by baggage claim 12, but when you order the Uber, it asks you to choose where you put your thing in or where you are, so it gives you like so many options to choose from. But the Uber's like 2 minutes away. It's going to get us down to the port for about 12 o'clock, which is just before our arrival time, and then we'll probably just have to wait down there for a little bit until we can get on the ship. So we have arrived at the port. We have dropped our luggage off. You probably know this if you've watched my vlogs or pretty much any other people's vlogs, but remember, the people that take your bags when you get to the port, they don't work for Disney, they do work for the port, and it's customary to tip them. So a few dollars per bag that they take for you is customary, which is what we did, but just a little reminder / tip for when you arrive for your cruise. The reveal of the terminal. It's very quiet because they've already started boarding. They're literally boarding everyone. We can just stroll straight onto the ship, which we're going to do now. I might just very quickly though pop out onto the viewing deck because I do like taking a picture out there of the ship, and then we're just going to stroll on. Like I said, normally we'd like an earlier boarding group or an earlier port arrival time, but you are at the mercy of however many people check in before you. So, and there she is. The Disney Fantasy in all of her glory. Also joined in port by the Norwegian Escape. There she is. Look. This is actually completing Disney Cruise Line for me for now. This is my final ship, the only ship that I haven't yet been on, though it has been 24 years since I went on the Wonder, so I don't know if I could technically count that, but I have been on it, so yeah, this is it. This is completing Disney Cruise Line for me. I'm really excited. And there's even a little bit of blue sky, which is nice. It always looks nicer in the sun. But anyway, all groups boarding, so let's get on board. I can smell it. I love that smell. Hello, how are you? Thank you. Can we be Richard and Roberta? Yeah. Mickey is out. Pixar Day at Sea we have on this sailing. The mini atrium statue. Of course, it's very much like the Dream, which if you've watched our vlog series, you know we've been on a number of times. But there is just a number of subtle differences that you can tell it apart. It's so nice to be getting on the ship knowing that we have 7 nights. We've always felt like whenever we go on cruises, and they're always 4 nights or 3 nights, but normally 4 nights now, you're just getting into it and then you get off. And I'm sure that 7 nights, once you get to the end of it, will feel too short as well. Like, there's never enough time on the ship, right? But it's nice that we have this like much longer period of time to really enjoy the ship. Like I said, it's if you've been on the Dream, you know your way around like straight away. But there are just some subtle differences, specifically like colours. So the colours of things are very different. There's like darker tones.
Like 20s, right?
Yeah, there's the 2 styles of the
like
original. The 2 styles of the original 4 ships. Sorry, but words. So the Magic and the Dream, which were the first in each of their class, are Art Deco. And then the Wonder and the Fantasy, which were the second of each of their class, are Art Nouveau. So there's just subtle differences between the 2 for a slightly different architectural style. I'm noticing like darker colours, especially in like the flooring and in the curtains and stuff. But it smells like a Disney cruise ship. It looks like a Disney cruise ship. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It looks like Animators Palate is open for lunch, so that's why there was a big line there. We're going to go and have a look at the carnage in Cabanas and see how bad it is. Obviously boarding a bit later, I'm expecting it's going to be very busy, but we'll go up, we'll have a look around. It is where we normally go on Embarkation Day. So as expected, Cabanas is crazy, so we went up one at a time, and by the time I've come back, Roberta's basically finished her food. But I tried not... yeah, that's it. She got 3 noodles. Yeah, I tried my best not to go too heavy, but I couldn't hold back on some pizza. We had our lunch. We've had a conversation between us about how we don't need to eat 1, 3 meals a day on the cruise, and 2, we don't need to eat 3 courses at dinner. We're going to try really hard not to overeat on a 7-night cruise, because if you've been on one of these things, or if you've watched our vlogs, you know how much they feed you, and if you show any kind of like sort of you're not sure what you want. They're like, oh, I'll bring you that as well. So we're going to be very clear. Like, if we want to eat, we'll eat. If we don't want to eat, we're not going to order food just because it's available. Because the old waistband's not going to survive, I think, if we do it for 7 nights. Anyway, we are out of lunch, like I said. We're just going to go for a little explore. We're going to have a look around the ship. Obviously, it's just like the ones we've been on before, but I want to have a look at what all of these differences are. We've come round to the Quiet Cove area. It does look like we're on the Dream. They are obviously sister ships after all. But here is Cove Cafe. And if you know me, you know I love Cove Cafe. I mean, it looks just like the Dream. But I'm going to spend so much time here on this cruise. The beauty of a 7-night cruise, he says, like he's done one before, but that I'm imagining is the additional time you get to spend doing nothing. Because if you do a 4-night cruise,
You can actually go watch a movie.
yeah, exactly. You can go and watch a movie. You can come and sit with a book in Cove. And obviously you could do that on any length of cruise, but there is the demand to see everything. And unless you have like a number of sea days or, you know, just that time to relax, if you do a 3-night out of Port Canaveral, you're in a port every day, you're off the ship, you just don't get that time. So that's what I'm really excited about, the 7-day. I know it sounds silly, but I'm really looking forward to just sitting in Cove Cafe with a book and not doing anything for like an hour and a half. But anyway, we continue to explore. There's another ship in port with us today. That's the Adventure of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. We already saw the Norwegian Escape next door, and I'm going to zoom you in. Way down there, that's the Carnival Mardi Gras. I'm going to show my age now. I remember we used to come to Florida a lot when I was a kid. We didn't cruise very much. I'd only done one Disney cruise before we started doing the cruises together, me and Roberta. But I remember we used to come down to the beach here, Jetty Park, if you know it. And I used to love watching the ships go out. And I remember you used to get ships on Thursdays and Sundays, were the days that there were ships in port, and then there was one day where the Disney Magic was in port on its own, and the 3 ships you used to get were Carnival Fantasy, which doesn't exist anymore, the Royal Caribbean Sovereign of the Seas, which doesn't exist anymore, and the Disney Wonder, which of course does exist. And so that was it. That was the only time you ever got ships in, and over time Port Canaveral has become insanely busy, and I really like being in port with other ships. I like ships, I like looking at the ships. So yeah, that's the nerd in me. Thank you for indulging me for 30 seconds. Good old Satellite Falls right at the front of the ship. This is adults area on the Dream and on the Fantasy, and this will rain down and give you a nice area to sit. There's the Adventure of the Seas, like we pointed out a little while ago. The weather is actually coming out okay. Like, it's not wall-to-wall blue sky, but the sun is mostly out, it's bright, and there's no wind, which is great, because if you've watched some of our cruise embarkation day vlogs before, it gets windy. I'm thinking the Dream, when we left Miami last year, you could barely hear me over the noise of the wind. So go have a little look at the Norwegian Escape. So all Norwegian cruise line ships have different artwork on them, so you can tell them apart.
Was this one done by Guy Harvey?
It evidently was done by Guy Harvey. He didn't sign his name very small, but I think they're refueling right now. That's what that boat next to it is. That at the back there, I mean, that's like a zip line, rope line thing. That looks intense. It is a bit of a shame because there is a SpaceX launch tomorrow, and that would have been incredible to be able to see a launch from the ship, like on embarkation day. It's always worth checking, because I remember, again, years ago, showing my age, launches were kind of rare from, you know, you basically had the space shuttle or a couple of Delta rockets going off every now and then. But with SpaceX, there are launches nearly every week, sometimes multiple launches a week, sometimes multiple launches a day. So if you are coming on a cruise to Port Canaveral, always check, because on your embarkation day, you may be able to stand on the top deck and see a rocket take off. And if we were sailing tomorrow, we would have been able to, but we're not. Obviously, weather permitting, yeah. We're going to continue touring by making our way now through all of the kids' clubs. We're going to start with Edge. I think it's Edge. I can never remember which one is Edge and which one is Vibe, but whichever one it is, and I'll find out in a minute, it's the one that is in the forward funnel of the ship. And then there's the one down, sort of the hidden one, which is where we're going to go after that, and then we'll go and do the Oceanears Club and everything like that. Have a little look around those, and then continue our exploration. Get ready for the muster drill, because you know that you have to do that. That's a non-negotiable. So 4:30 we'll be going to muster station G, which we need to find where that is, and after that deck 4 midship, I'm being reliably informed, and after that, you know, it's time for that stomp up the stairs to get that good spot for the sail away party. So deck 12 midship is Edge. You can see it there. Let's go in and have a look. So here is Edge. I've changed to fisheye or wide angle, so to show you as much as I can. So welcome to Edge. One of the best views on the ship. They have this wonderful forward-facing window, which you can see through down into the Quiet Cove and across to Cabanas. We have this very jazzy dance floor going on here. Obviously, we have screens and TVs everywhere. We got some Mario Kart going on the TV here. So this is Mario Kart on the Wii. If I remember right, this is 12 to 14 or 10 to 14. They recently... Yeah, but it's open in hours, so it could be... I can't remember exactly. They did recently change the age groups around for the kids club. I'll put it on the screen, because I always forget to find out these things before I tell you about them. But yeah, they recently changed it around so that some of the younger age, the older age group of the Oceanears Club / younger age of Edge got moved into Edge. Because I guess if you're like 12, you really don't want to hang around with like 4-year-olds. So they kind of upped it a little bit to make it so that I think it's 10 out of 14 can come and hang out in Edge. Obviously there are lots of things going on today. We're at the open house now, but plenty of activities to get involved. Our next kids club, not really kids at this point, our next teens club is down on deck 4. It's kind of hidden, so you have to find it, but that will be 5. That was Edge. I always forget. That was Edge. Now to 5. So deck 4 out on the promenade on the port side is where you would normally get to Vibe, but at the moment they are doing some checking of life rafts, so we're going to have to go round the long way, which is fine. So we're now over on the starboard side of the ship so we can get round, but you can see there are signs pointing you in the right direction. If you'd like a handy little reminder of port and starboard, the way I always remember is that the port side is the left side of the ship, because port and left both have 4 letters. Starboard is the right side of the ship because they don't have 4 letters. That's it. That's my tip. Congratulations, this is why you subscribe. And then once you get back round to the port side, follow the signs for Vibe, and you go up these stairs here. And this is what I mean why it's kind of hidden, because we had never been up here in this until like our 4th cruise on this class of ship. And then you get to walk through the funky light tunnel. I feel like I'm in a weekend video. And welcome to Vibe. A little bit of music here that I'm going to try and talk over. But Vibe gets this very interesting and very cool seating area with the big screen for movies. They also get, even though it's currently closed, this awesome outside sun deck. If you want to have a closer look at that, I definitely recommend watching our Dream Embarkation Day video from the UK cruises in the summer just gone. But they get this outside area, private pool, this like nice outside seating area. Only on the Dream and the Fantasy do you get this kind of space, and it's probably one of the nicest spaces on the ship for teens. And then you get this second room. We've got foosball tables, another big screen to watch movies on, more seating area. It's called Vibe because the vibes in here are great. More seating areas for movies. And then the whole reason that Roberta has brought me up here is because she really, really wants to play some Guitar Hero. And that's not a joke either. She really wants to play Guitar Hero. So Guitar Hero is a little bit broken, but that's fine. I did overhear though that the age group for Vibe is 14 to 17, but 13 with parental consent. So you can, if you are 13, or you have a 13-year-old, not knowing really the age group of my viewership, you can sign a form for them to be able to access Vibe, and I guess that works if they have, brothers, sisters, or even friends that they want to hang out with that are of the age group up. They can do that. So 13 with a parental consent. Anyway, let's go have a look at the last kids club on our list, which is the Oceanears Club. We're currently walking past the Buena Vista Theatre, which is the cinema on board the Fantasy and the Dream. And it's just cycling through all of the films that are available. As you can see, lots of films. Elemental today, Indiana Jones later, The Marvels, Wish, The Little Mermaid, Haunted Mansion, Soul. Basically, any recent Disney release is probably going to be showing in the cinema. They're also doing some Learn to Draw in here, which is very cool. This sailing is a Pixar Day at Sea sailing, so that's why they've got the Learn to Draw Pixar characters in there, which is very cool. But we are, like I said, heading up now because we are going to the Oceanears Club, which is on deck 5. There are still people coming on board. We have Sailor Goofy meeting over on the balcony. This is a good opportunity to get a nice view of that chandelier covered in the Swarovski crystals. So you can normally always tell when you're on deck 5. I've said this many times before, but it's because it has the shorter ceiling. As you can see, I'm nearly touching the ceiling here. It just means it's like, makes the kids feel bigger. Coming to the kids club is a good opportunity to use the super fun hand washing. I want these at home. They're perfect for little ones, obviously, because they make you wash your hands as long as you should wash your hands. You don't get to take them out until the water stops. Anyway, the Oceanears Club. This is our first difference from the Dream. So this is Marvel Superhero Academy, which they don't have on the Dream. Currently, it looks like we are in the Doctor Strange's sanctum. This is the Disney Infinity area on the Dream, which Disney Infinity doesn't exist anymore, so I'm pretty sure that this will change to this on the Dream eventually. But this is really cool. I really like this space, actually. This is probably my favourite space so far on the ship. Roberta's pressing buttons, but I think if she changes this, it's going to change where we're looking at, I assume. Oh, look at that. Let's give it a go.
So you have to stop.
At the right place. There we go. Very cool. This is so much better than the Dream, actually. This is really good. I really like this a lot. The Marvel stuff anyway is cool, but the space on the Dream feels super wasted because it is the Disney Infinity, which doesn't exist anymore. But here you get all of the cool Marvel stuff. So this is cool. I like this very much. Lots of awesome little Easter eggs and stuff. Obviously the Tivan collection is a reference to the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disneyland. We have the Daily Bugle newspaper here. Yeah, love this a lot. The rest of the areas are, I think, exactly the same as they are in the Dream. So we start with Andy's room. So this is Andy's room, which is obviously sweet, more geared towards younger kiddies, I think, but it's never too old to love Toy Story. And then we have the Star Wars section, which I always love on these ships because it's all super tactile and very touchable. It doesn't have the Millennium Falcon cockpit like it does on the Dream. We're more of a Resistance / Rebel base, and I'm assuming all of this does different things depending on what you bring up on the screen. And then our final area, which looks like an arts and crafts area, is the Pixie Hollow area. So again, really cute theming. Very sweet. Of course, Disney is always going to go all out on the kids' spaces. As the fleet expands, of course, we've seen how good the kids' spaces are on the Wish. They're going to be duplicated on the Treasure, and I'm sure on the unnamed as of yet 7th ship. And no, in this household, we do not count the Adventure. So that I'm sure once those ships come on board, the others are going to get updated and refurbed. The Dream and the Fantasy are almost due a big dry dock, and I would imagine that a lot of this will get updated with more up-to-date IPs and similar spaces to what they have on the Wish and the and the treasure. The other half of the Deck 5 clubs is the Oceaneer Lab, which we're going to go in now. Okay, welcome to the Oceaneer Lab. This is the other half of the Oceanears Club, I guess. There is through here, we'll go there in a minute, there is a connection, they are connected. It was just closed off so we couldn't go there right now. But here you have some like movie areas. Here you can like steer the ship. We've got this big games floor that they play games on here all the time. It's really cool. Lots of arts and crafts like areas. So for example, in here we have the like light boxes so that you can do the tracing of the characters and draw the characters, which is very cool. And then through here, through what looks like a wall but is a door, is the Oceanears Club. So this is how they link together. And again, lots of arts and crafts spaces in here. Sort of means that the kids can get between the Oceanears Club and the Oceanears Lab without having to go outside into the corridor. This is one of the animated pictures on the ship, so that you will notice that there's a few around that move. This one is probably one of the best hidden ones because it doesn't always go. The centers I think are designed for more kids' heights than I am able to set it off, but it tells one of the best jokes on the ship, which is of course, where do we keep the babies on the ship? The answer being the poop deck. I mean, you clicked this video, so it's your own fault. Just outside the Oceanears Club, we get to Pepe's door. We do love Pepe's door. I bet you that's just someone's left there.
Dear Pepe, I solved the mystery of the stolen props.
That's really cute that someone left that for him. There's another envelope there as well. Let's leave those for Pepe. So, of course, here is Pepe's door. Big clues, for the game, the Midship Detective Agency. As always, my favourite Easter egg is, remember, call him, okay? So that's the kids' spaces. There is one more, which I would call the other kids' spaces, otherwise known as the adults' spaces, which we'll go and explore, but we are going to go have a look if our room is ready. It is ready. Let's get some fresh Disney Cruise Line cards. Obviously, got to get the door picture. Got it for me.
Still 25th anniversary.
Still 25th. And welcome to room number 6124. So remember, you do on these ships, you do need a card to turn on all of your lights. Now, of course, this isn't our first time in a dream or fantasy stateroom, but I am going to do a full room tour because it's maybe your first time watching a vlog. So let's do the full room tour now. Of course, this will work for the dream and the fantasy and a little bit for the magic and wonder. They have slightly different rooms, but very similar styling. So we'll start at the front. Of course, lots and lots of storage space. So space down there, hanging space. We then have a second wardrobe here. Okay. Obviously good for a 7-night cruise because 7 nights you're going to have a lot more luggage. We get the famous Disney Cruise Line split bathrooms. So in this compartment we have our toilet and a sink, complete with the good old, not H2O because there's a sticker over it, sea salt hand soap. And then in this compartment we have our bathtub. Okay, circle bath in this one. Shower. Again, not H2O stuff because there's a sticker over it, but H2O, sea salt and sea marine stuff. Hand soap. Obviously that's me in the mirror, hello. Like I often do, I booked a guaranteed stateroom. So what that means is that you don't get to choose your room. Disney Cruise Line will choose it for you. Normally that means it's cheaper, but it just means that you don't get to choose where you are. We were given a family veranda stateroom, so that means that it's much bigger than the standard verandas. That also means that's why we've got this circular bit, because we have the walk-in bath, the sit-in bath. You don't get that in like a normal veranda stateroom. Again, we didn't ask for this, but both times I've done guaranteed stateroom, we've got family. So it seems to be the category that doesn't seem to fill up very much. So it gets given out to people that book guaranteed staterooms. But when you book a guaranteed stateroom, it just basically guarantees you the the lowest possible room that you could be, and you'll get that or something higher, and we have had something a little bit higher. But anyway, let's carry on with the tour. On we go with the tour. So bed here, really nice sized bed. I love the headboard. These classic like ocean liner themings of the original 4 ships I still really like. I know that that's really not the case with the new ships, and those rooms are still really nice, but I really do like these older ones. I love the lamps. Let's just turn this lamp on. No, that's not that button. Is it that button? Yeah, there we go. So I love that they've got the castles where the Disneys are, ships. Really, really love these. This is where we get to like the much more space than you would have in a normal veranda room. So you can see how long that is, because we'd have a pull down bed here. We have a ceiling lower bed here, and then that is another bed. So this room technically sleeps 5, which a standard stateroom would only sleep 4. Because we've got that additional length into the room, we then also have a lot more desk and bureau space, and again that comes with a lot of storage, so lots of drawers, hair dryer, you know, more storage. Like these rooms have so much storage, you're never going to run out of places to store. This end one here will be, or should be, a fridge. Now the fridges on the original 4 ships are not the greatest. I do like the pull-out fridges on the Wish, but here you go, there's your fridge if you do bring anything on board with you. A TV, kind of small. Oh, sorry if that door was loud. Kind of small comparative to the newer ships, because that photo or that painting will be with the TV. I'm sure that this will change again when there's eventually a dry dock. But this is the TV. Again, more storage than you can shake a stick at, because we shake sticks at things in large quantities. In here we have all of our stationery, postcards, room service breakfast, if that's the way you like to get breakfast. You can put that on your door before you go to bed, and they'll bring that for you in the morning. It does say some, yeah, there we go, before 3 a.m. And then you can select a delivery time depending on what time you get up. Lovely big mirror. Sofa, which like I said is also a bed conversion, and then there's the pull down bed from the ceiling. I really love these stamps artwork that you get on all of the 4 original ships. Really, really cute. Love the Hercules stamp, obviously. On to our balcony. Let's see if I can do this without turning off the camera. One hand, here we go. So obviously the spin and drag, and out we go. We are on the port side of the ship, because the front of the ship is that way, and just above the lifeboats. So if we're going down, I'm just jumping straight out. That was a joke. Nice view of the other ships in port. So like I said, of course this will fit as a room tour for a family ocean view with veranda on the Dream and the Fantasy. So either of those ships, this is what you'll get. The rooms are identical. Yeah, there we go, room tour. And of course we have Castaway Club gifts. So gold lanyards if you're a gold member. Obviously silver, platinum and pearl lanyards are also available depending on how many sailings you have done. This is for 5 sailings or more. And then you will get 1 gift per stateroom for the highest level Castaway Club that is in your room. So since we are now both gold, we get 1 gold and 1 silver. Even if there is like a gold and a first time sailing, you'll still get the gold and silver gifts because you get the highest plus below. So the gold gift is this wet dry bag. So it's good for taking to the beach to put things that you want to keep, or if you put wet things in there, it will keep everything else dry and vice versa. Then we get this nice Castaway Club tote bag. That's very nice. I do like that it's really good quality on the embossing work here. Really cute. Overall, the rooms are just super comfortable. Like the Disney Cruise Line rooms are always super comfortable. So much storage. So big, especially if you're in a family size room. For 2 people, this is like almost too much space. But yeah, very big. Lots of space for activities. Yeah, really, really happy. We're on deck 6. Obviously, you can get veranda staterooms from deck 5 up, and then there's obviously also interior staterooms, ocean view staterooms that have windows but no verandas, and then of course concierge staterooms are also available if you got that kind of money, but I don't. So if you have watched my vlogs before, you know I love to load my lanyard up with pins of the ships that we've been on. So pins of the week right here. I do need to get a fantasy pin, but I haven't seen cruise line pins for a really long time, so I'm hoping that they have some in the shop. And we will, as you might have just heard Roberta to suggest, we'll go scout the shops as part of our tour.
The tube.
And here we are in Europa. This is the adults only area on the Fantasy. So this is another difference from the Dream. And actually to the point that it's making me confused about where I am. This way. So if we go this way, this is the Tube Lounge. This is where Evolutions would be on the Dream, if you've been on there. It is London themed. This is insulting to me and my culture. I was just joking. So welcome to the Tube. It's not like any tube I've been on. Yeah, £1.57 for a travel card. You're as if. There they have the like hang, like to stand and hang. Oh my god. that's our station right there. Obviously very kind of Britpoppy, very camp and corny, but I kind of love it. Yeah, it's great. It's nice to get a reminder of home and literally see the underground station that you get off at on a map on your cruise. Anyway, let's carry on looking around. The reason that I got kind of confused is the layout of here is different. This is normally just straight out to a door, but it looks like it kind of, there is a door like around a corner. We'll have a look at that in a minute, but let's go through this way. So this is where the crazy bathrooms are on both ships, like the fancy bathrooms with the mirrors and stuff. Yeah, if you know, you know. And then this, it's very different. This is La Piazza. So yeah, this is La Piazza. This would be the Skyline Lounge on the Dream. So a similar layout though on the Skyline Lounge. The bar is over here, and then there's just a lot more space here. The bar is in the middle. What is over here? Thanks for mocking me. What is pub 756? Can't remember the numbers. Sorry, I'm a terrible Disney Cruise Line fan. Would be here. This is Ooh La La, so this is like a French themed bar. It looks very nice. It's currently being decked out for what looks like a champagne tasting. And then over here is where Pink is on the Dream, if you have been there, but on the Fantasy is O'Gill's. So this is more like the pub. Is this open? We find out it is. In we go. So this is more the pub style area. So it's just kind of flipped places with the champagne bar on this. But this is more Irish themed pub. But this is where you'll come and watch your sports. If there are sports on. Nice space in here. And this is the push. No, there we go. This is the back entrance in. So this is the different layout I was talking about. These doors are located differently. So it does smell so good. So normally the doors would be right here, but we can go through these doors now. So these doors are kind of where on the Dream, if you know it, there's like that kind of weird outside seating area, like that's where those doors are. So just very different, just slightly differently placed. I don't know why I'm focusing so much on the placement of doors, but there you go. We are now heading down to the shops to scout them out and have a look and see if we can pre-find the merchandise that we want, because that way when you go to the shops when they open, you know where you're going. The last cruise we went on, which was the Dream in Europe, the merchandise situation was manic, I think. That's, yeah. Thanks, Les Mis. Yeah, the merchandise situation was manic because it was a European sailing. I think for a lot of people it was like their first sailing, so everyone wanted to get into the merchandise like at opening, and the line went pretty much through the atrium and halfway down to Animators Palate, which, if you know how far that is, it's crazy. I'm hoping, because this is like a standard sailing, that the merchandise situation will be much calmer. When we went on the Wish last, like, it was super chill at opening, so I'm hopeful that this is kind of going to be the same. So just off of the atrium where we are now, so the atrium is over there. This is Bon Voyage Bar, one of the first bars that you get, and that leads directly into the shops even, which are pretty much identical to what you'd get on the Dream. So in terms of shops, you obviously have Mickey's main sale. This is some of the more standard merchandise. You'll get t-shirts, ears, mugs, all sorts in here. And then we also have Diamonds and Wishes is the, like, jewellery and, you know, nod for us poor folks. And you also have another part of Mickey's main sale down there, which is toys. And then if we look in Sea Treasures, this is your other, like, standard Disney Cruise Line merchandise. Still rocking a lot of that 25th anniversary stuff. Probably could have got some of that at the Character Warehouse. And then on this ship, on the Dream, they used to have a Tiffany, which isn't there anymore. On the Fantasy, they have a Bulgari. If you like that kind of stuff and you're down to drop more money than I can imagine, this is where you come to do it. So just off of the atrium is Royal Court, which is one of the 3 main restaurants, called Royal Palace on the Dream, I think. But essentially the same restaurant, same theming, princess theming. We're going to go down these stairs here to deck 2, because that's where the entrance to Enchanted Garden is. So this is Enchanted Garden. This is the entrance. They're currently doing other dining bookings here. We also have the Vista Gallery down here, where you can come and have a look at purchasable artwork. I really like this one. Obviously this is evidently the older version because it's only 4 ships. This one has the 5 ships, but now that we know that there's more ships coming, I almost feel like I would have to wait to get them as well. I also really like this one as well, of all of the ships. I say all of the ships again, 4 ships, we're missing one there. Also here is one of your 2 sign-ups for the Midship Detective Agency game. Great fun game to play for kids and adults. You can also sign up on deck 5. I'm noticing, like, just very small, there's a kid getting off the aqueduct that's just had the time of his life. Good on him. I'm noticing, like, small changes from the Dream, and it almost feels like this ship is a refinement of this class of ship. Like, they've learned from the Dream, and it's got extra things, or even little things like the way that the soda machines on deck 11 are orientated so they don't take up so much space. Here on the Dream is nothing. Here it's a splash pad. Like, there's Waves is here, the bar, which I think is now somewhere else. But there's just, like, there's a better use of space, I think, on this ship than there is on the Dream. And it makes me really, like, confident. Not that I was unconfident, but it makes me, like, more excited about the Treasure. Because, like, are they going to do the same thing with the Treasure and the Wish? Like, they'll learn from the Wish about what worked and what didn't work. I'm looking at you, like, Cove Cafe, Dead End, the layout issues that ship has. And are they going to learn from that and, like, refine it and make it a better ship? And if this is anything to go by, I think they are, which is good. The back of deck 13 is always the sports deck. This is where you'll find your mini golf, your ping pong. There's foosball around the corner as well. It's also where you'll get a lot of good views of everything around you, and wind, if you can hear that in the microphone. It's also where you'll find the sports simulator, which is something you can book on the app before you're sailing, depending on how your Castaway Club status, depends on how far in advance you can book. But that's available, and that's just around that corner. But yeah, that's kind of it. We've done a lot of exploring around. Obviously there's still, like, restaurants and things we haven't been in, a few other bits and pieces, but in terms of touring around for us for now, that's probably going to be it. We're going to find a nice place to hang out until the Muster Jewel pulls us down to deck 4 and then shoots us back up to deck 12 to watch the sail away party. Welcome to Visual Reclined Stairs. Obviously we started down on deck 4. We are currently on deck 10. 6 decks. A few more to go. Oh, we like deck 12 for the sail away party, which is where we're going to head to now, but my goodness, stairs. Anyway, that was the muster stair drill done. Obviously, definitely make sure you attend that. If you don't, they will come and find you and make you do a safety course thing. So, excuse me, I'm puffed. Let's talk to you outside. Okay, there we go. Right, welcome back. Welcome to time after muster drill. I was saying through my pained breaths to make sure you go to the muster drill because they will find you if you don't. You get in trouble, you have to attend a course, it's not a good time, you're on a cruise, you want to have a good time. So make sure you go. Anyway, we are now up on deck 12, ready to get our spot for the sail away party. We have the drink of the day, which is half strawberry, half pina colada, I think. It's got some alcohol in it. If you buy the cup, buy the drink of the day, then there is a drink of the day every day, which you can have put in the cup for obviously more money, but it's just, I think it's cheaper if you have it in the cup. As you can see, I researched these things so well. We came straight up. As you can see, it's starting to fill up down on deck 11. We came straight up after the muster drill. That is a tip if you want to get a good spot for the sail away. Make sure you take everything with you to the muster drill and then just come straight up, because if you don't come straight up, it fills up kind of quick. The Adventure of the Seas is on its way. Let's zoom in. As you can see, it's all churning down there, so that's on its way. If I spin you around this way, where is it? There it is. That is the Mardi Gras on its way out, so that's already done its turn, and that's on its way out to sea. So I have a feeling that obviously Adventure seems to be underway, so that will go next. And then it really depends. I guess it's between us and the Norwegian Escape. Considering that's kind of in our way, I reckon we'll probably go after that. It doesn't show very well on camera, but if you can see these animations on the screen here, there's one now for every ship. They started on the Wish, but every ship has one, and every ship is unique, and it basically has like motifs from that particular ship. So if you look at the colors, if you can see it very well on the screen, it is the carpet from the atrium is the colors and the pattern on the back of the compass. So like, I like how they use little motifs like that from the ship in the ship's animation. It's really cute. Oh, my hair does not do well in this wind. The Captain Fabian, came over the intercom and told us all about where we're going. Unfortunately, I couldn't hear a thing because we were in the middle of a scrum trying to get out of the muster drill, so it was very loud. But I heard something about 3 to 6 foot seas, which sounds big when you think that's as big as you as a person, but that's a relatively gentle rocking. Apparently the weather is getting better the further away we get from Florida, which is always good to be going to the good weather, not from the good weather. But actually I'm kind of happy. It's turned out a nice day. It really didn't look like it was going to be a nice day for sail away, but it has turned out to be a nice day. The sun is out. It's not too cold, so that's always a positive.
Hello, Disney Fantasy! I'm Shelley, part of your entertainment team, or as I like to say, your Disney Fantasy Hub. It's Minnie
There we go. No, it's not worked. I won't know what happened with Goofy. I don't know if you saw. I will have included it in the footage that I used from the sail away. But at some point they came and like got him and took him off the stage, and then he like ran through the back. Like I was like, what happened with Goofy? Why? Anyway, he did have one too many sherbets before his performance. He's on probation. I don't know how many of you watched our Dream series when we were in Europe last year, but the show like went wrong when we were in Europe. It like the horn sounded, I saw halfway through the show, and they lost all the audio, and they had to like style it out and just pretend like that was when the show was supposed to end. So it was good to see it in its complete form this time. Anyway, we are at the front. We are by Satellite Falls, and we are ready to sail away. The audio may not be as good because I had to take my microphone out, because if they sound the horns, it makes my microphone cry. So we are tied off. We are slowly starting to move. So it looks like we're beating the Norwegian Escape out first, which is good. Yeah, let's see if they play the horns.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
I missed most of it. And we are away. We are sailing. We just saw dolphins, which was really cool. I didn't manage to get them on film, but they were sort of playing around the front of the boat. I think I have like 1% battery left on my phone, so I could die at any moment. But we're gonna go back to our room. I'm gonna grab my battery. We're just gonna chill out. So we'll catch up with you a little bit later when we're heading to dinner, and we can talk about dinner and stuff like that. She got it. The flag. Yeah, we both got the things that we were looking for. We've just been down to the shops. I didn't really film in there because we were like getting the things specifically that we were looking for. I will go back at a later date in the cruise and go through it all. There's not much new, but we'll go through it. The main thing though is I got it, like the Disney Fantasy pin that completes this set. They didn't do one for the Wish in this style, so it's just the original 4. It is the bow art for the 4 original ships. I haven't seen this in years. They used to sell them quite commonly at Disney Springs. Hadn't seen it there either. So I was beginning to think that I wasn't going to see it again. Walked in, there it was. Bam, you're mine. The set is complete. Oh, let's get it laid out properly. God, terrible camera work. Sorry, everyone. So we have the Wonder, the Magic, the Dream, and now the Fantasy. I'm so glad I managed to get that. We also just met Keisha, who is our stateroom hostess. Asked us what our plans were for Jamaica because she's from there, and was very, very insistent that we go down to Port Adventures and book something. I feel like we're going to get told off if we don't. But if you watched our Dream vlog series when we were in the UK, I made a point of saying about it's really good to like spend time talking to the people on the ship that look after you. So your stateroom host and hostess, your servers. Talk to them. Ask them how they're doing. It's just, spend time getting to know them, especially on longer cruises, because you're going to see them every day for like a week, and they're going to feed you and look after you, and they do such a good job. So, just make a point of spending some time finding out about them more than just expecting them to find out about you. We've just been hanging out around the ship because there's no show tonight, which is nice. Normally on a 3-night or a 4-night, there's a show on the first night, so you're sort of like running around. It's been quite nice after the craziness of Embarkation Day to have a free evening, but we have returned to our room to our first towel animal of the trip. Here is our crab, complete with chocolate that we won't eat. We have so much of this at home. Genuinely, we collect this chocolate and we take it home, and we have a cupboard full of chocolate, and a lot of it is that chocolate. It's fine. I don't have my microphone, so I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me, but we're still wandering, we're still just, exploring, and I found another thing that's different on the Fantasy that's not on the Dream. This is Sweet on You. This is the ice cream and cake shop on the Fancy. This is Vanilla Peas on the Dream. Hello. So you can get your popcorns in here, other various treats and candies.
I always wanted to try this.
Yeah, the churro popcorn sounds incredible. We have shortbreads, and then in these very frosty, you can't even see because of the condensation, but this is the ice cream and the gelato. So this is ice cream, and then in the one you can't see over here, you can kind of see through, is the gelato. So that's like the additional cost ice cream that you can get. We definitely will go at least once on this cruise, because even though you get the free soft serve, it's good stuff in I didn't say vanilla peas, in Sweet on You. It's dinner time. It's time to play Did We Get a Private Table? Well, considering it's a table set for two, I think that's kind of promising. Now, of course, requesting a private table is only ever a request. It's never a guarantee, so you always ask. We have now been lucky twice, but 2 out of 7 isn't exactly like the best odds. I do wonder if they take into account like your Castaway Club member like status, because it only seems to be since we got to gold that we get the private table. But it also is probably to do with how busy the ship is, how full the ship is, you know how it is. So yeah, you can request, obviously you could do that on the Disney Cruise Line website, or you can call them up and they can just add it into your file. Please enjoy a video of my empty bowl. You can have a video of Roberta's empty bowl as well, because I completely forgot to video any of the food before we ate it. If you couldn't tell, I had the soup, and the fact that the bowl is empty, it was delicious. We will grab the main before we eat it, so you actually see what that looks like. That's the pork dish. I'll put a description up on the screen because I can't remember exactly what it is. I have the beef tenderloin. I always normally get the beef, you know me, I love a steak. But I have replaced the wasabi potatoes with the sour cream potatoes from another dish because I don't like wasabi. And then finally we come to dessert, following on from our earlier conversation about not having to get a dessert every day. I have skipped dessert, but I have some of Roberta's here. She has the lemon cheesecake. I've been told by Charlie, our server, that if I don't have dessert tonight, I have to have 2 desserts tomorrow, so evidently I'm having 2 desserts tomorrow. And then this is normally the part of the vlog where we would cut ours in like, it's not Evolution on the ship, the Tube, at like the adults game shows or something or other. However, we are insanely tired. Even though we didn't get up that early this morning, or I don't even remember what time we got up, it doesn't matter. We're very tired. So we're just going to have a chill evening. The next time we will see you properly will be in Cozumel in Mexico, where we do have a port adventure booked. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Otherwise, if you have enjoyed the vlog, thank you very much. Make sure you click like, because that really helps us out. Don't forget to subscribe, notify, bell, comment below, chat. I always love talking about Disney with people. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!